hailing frequencies are open.
The Phoenix Files podcast starts now.
Hello everyone and welcome into another episode of the Phoenix Files. Crew of Starbase Phoenix here. I am Trent.
And I'm John.
And I'm Moltrazahn.
And we have another very special guest joining us on the podcast today to talk about one of his characters. Night-Forager is here. Welcome, Night.
Hey guys, it's good to be here.
Well, we are glad to have you. Now, you have a handful of characters that we could talk about, but we're going to talk about one that maybe not a lot of people actually know about, and that's a character that's exclusive to the forums. So tell us a little bit about Captain Koru.
He's one of very few Paquatan serving in Starfleet. He's a husband and a father, a fierce warrior. He's a veteran of most of the conflicts that have happened in the STO canon. Has served on 3 other ships before the Telemachus. He's also adopted 2 Gorn children, both of whom joined Starfleet shortly afterwards, and they now serve with him aboard the Telemachus. And he took command of that ship Iconian War started.
So you mentioned that this character is Paquatan, which is a species that we don't really hear about at all. So do you want to give us a little background on what that species is and on why you chose that species?
Well, there are species that so far are exclusive to the books, but they're bipedal reptilians. They vaguely resemble theropod dinosaurs. But their appearance and smell, apparently like burnt toast, makes a lot of humanoids uncomfortable.
That is a great detail.
That would make me uncomfortable.
Yeah. But yeah, they're pretty rare in Starfleet. Less than 100 members in the 2370s. But they're predatory and they eat raw meat, but they consider their prey animals to be sentient and in possession of a soul. But they don't eat civilized beings as most of us other civilized races consider ourselves separate from nature, and disrespecting that belief by consuming their flesh is considered extremely rude. And
I think we would all agree with that.
Yeah.
We're grateful to not be eaten.
Yeah, they have 0 tolerance for rudeness. Even their insults are meant to be courteous.
I want to see
we could
this
all
guy
take
with
a lesson
Casimir.
from them. Yeah, right?
That's why it's kind of a blessing he's stuck on the forums and not in the game. I don't think I could insult Casimir courteously.
That's probably a good thing. We don't want any forum drama.
We already have so much forum drama.
Very much. With our spacebook and all that.
Spacebook.
Because Captain Koru is not your own character from the USS Telemachus. Tell us a bit more about this ship of yours and where you got the name from.
It's an Odyssey-class starship. In my headcanon, at least, it's probably the last of the original line. It's named for Odysseus' son from Homer's The Odyssey. But most of the crew come from insectoid and reptilian races. So it's a lot hotter and more humid than most starships would be in Starfleet.
Is your character Rakala stationed on the Telemachus too? Or Telemachus?
Yep. She's the chief engineer and second officer.
Awesome. So, let's go back a little bit to the Pakwatan because, and just this character in general, because they're not in the game. Obviously, this character, as we mentioned, has to be strictly on the forums. So, what has it been like to have a character that's only on the forums? Are there any limitations to it? Do you think it's better or worse that Captain Koru is strictly a forum character?
Probably the only limitation I can think of is there's no instantaneous feedback. So, for example, if he walks into Trent's office and asks for permission to go hunting down on the planet's surface, I have to wait until Trent sees that his character has been mentioned and can draft a response.
I imagine that you can get a lot more detailed being on the forum with this character than you might if they're more of an in-game character as well.
Yeah, and that's a huge advantage over using the chat in-game. And there aren't as many, let's see, I think there are only 140 characters that you can type at once.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It is really fun sometimes to roleplay out of the game, especially now that we've got Discord up and going, because you can just get so much more detailed with how you're describing things or what your character is saying.
Yeah, and more chances to edit whenever, you might write something at first, and then when you finish up, you go, oh, I really need to change that.
More instantaneous retconning. But yeah, so what do you hope to ultimately do with Captain Koru? Do you have any particular plans for where he's going?
Well, I'm planning on using the upcoming arc to torture him a little bit, O'Brien style. And I'm thinking about writing a novel-length serialized story centering on the Telemachus.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, that's quite the undertaking.
I don't know whether I'm actually going to do it because I'm also balancing between that and an original series. So.
Sure. Well, if you ever write even some of it, you can always submit it in our writing contests too. Because I bet I'm sure we would all thoroughly enjoy learning a little bit more about Captain Koru.
Me too.
What is his full name now? Say his full name for us, because it's a bit longer than just Captain Koru, right? Or
yeah.
Koru. Yeah.
Erin-Savrus-Tia-Koru.
And that's all one name, right? It's all hyphenated.
Mm-hmm. Admittedly, I haven't read many of the Titan books, but the chief medical officer of the Titan is a Pakwatan, and so I base Koru a lot on him. Dr. Shenti Yasek Eris-Ree.
Oh man, well
done. Well, I'm excited to see where you go with him and some of the stuff in Captain Koru's future. It's good to see some more forum characters up there too.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I picked the Pakwatan, is so that I could have a character who's strictly on the forum.
Indeed, and if you do happen to submit a novel-sized portion into the writing contest, and I sit there with my short story on 10 lines, I might Yeah, if I win, I'll share the crown just because of wow.
I think we would all be quite impressed.
I think so. Well, with that, we're going to take a break. More of the Phoenix Files coming up right after this.
Hello, my little sweetling. I see that I have followed you in the most convenient manner. You see, I require your aid with my little epic plan here on the 5th Special Operation Division's website. And if you could be so kind as to assist me by lending a few donations in our most gracious way, I could let you go home again. I'll be watching you and looking forward to your contributions.
All right, welcome back, everyone, to the Phoenix Files podcast. We're here with our special guest, Night-Forager, and we wanted to talk about something that happened earlier in the month. We meant to bring it up, but a lot of other exciting topics came about. SpaceX test launching their first ever Falcon Heavy back on February 6th. It was almost a complete success. The only hiccup was the main core, the center core as they call it, crashed into the Atlantic Ocean going about 300 miles an hour. But otherwise everything was a success. Of course, Elon Musk's Tesla Roadster is now floating on its way toward the asteroid belt and Mars, which is exciting. So I want to talk about this with you guys a little bit. First of all, just tell me how you guys felt about the launch and how exciting it was for all of you.
Elon Musk is the bomb.
You might not want to use that choice of words when you're talking about a rocket.
Oh, shit.
Probably not the best.
I thought you were going to say
choice of words.
around
Yeah,
Arcade,
you tend to get
because-
explosive
Elon Musk is just a nuclear bomb of a man. He is absolutely hydrogen in energy levels.
He powered the rocket himself.
Yes. He is just so radiant. I feel contaminated by his overflow of...
Wow, these jokes are starting to get explosive.
Oh. But yes, I think we agree with the sentiment you're going for, that Elon Musk is one very
He's a lovely human being.
very lovely human being. Yes. Oh, go ahead,
Can
Walt.
we clone him?
yeah, definitely cloning of that individual. Or at least the mindset of it, because he actually wants us, to get out there, to not necessarily stop focusing on Earth, but expand that whole horizon, because I think that it is an eventuality that if we stay on this little one blue ball, we're just going to die off like, whatever other things have died off. Let's say the dodo bird, because people like those. They're cute.
We killed the dodo bird.
They were tasty.
Well,
Admittedly, I think we'll also kill ourselves.
yeah, I
so
was going to say that's a very real possibility. So
we have a good track record with that.
I'm curious. Oh, go ahead, Molt. I keep cutting you off. I'm sorry. I'm so excited.
I should just stop not talking sooner. Okay, that was a weird sentence. No, my point is that it's good that we have somebody who actively goes out there and actually tries to expand the borders of humanity, because I think that's very important if we want to survive.
Definitely.
Okay,
That's
now I'm
all.
done. Now you
We
can
have
start.
someone like that as president.
Are you right? That's the right kind of mindset. Just get things done. Do it.
Fun fact, MSNBC decided to cover the launch rather than air the White House press briefing that was happening that day.
I think that's a good choice.
Sorry,
I don't know. I don't know about you guys. Definitely more exciting.
Airing actual facts instead of
Mol, I'm curious, as the only foreigner, I guess, here, the European of the group today.
We've launched more rockets than you.
Well, see, you say that, but that depends entirely on the context.
No. Oh, wow. Okay. But I'm curious, Mol, what is your
I think
perspective?
you guys need some mallow for that one.
I'm curious.
What are you talking about? Lots of fireworks.
Lots of fireworks.
Go on. Ask your question.
I'm wondering what your perspective is, though, as a European. How does Europe see what Elon Musk has done?
I think most Europeans, well, it's a bit foreign because it's far away, but then again, the Earth is as big as the Earth is. I mean, the Earth is getting smaller thanks to technology, so obviously we are well aware of the big things like Elon Musk and SpaceX, and the other things like
I think we know what you're talking about there. Yeah.
But I think that it's we're at that borderline where people don't really know if they should be excited about this new prospect, about somebody saying, we are going to do this, let's make space travel great again, or if it's just going to be another fluke. But I think some of us are excited of the prospects that it could bring, but it's not at the level yet where we're going to sit down at the dinner table and discuss it eagerly and bring the entire family together, if that makes any sense.
Oh, absolutely. No, it totally makes sense. It's interesting because, I watched the launch and chatted with a bunch of people on our Discord server as it was happening, and it was amazing how excited people were. And that was generally true for a lot of people, even here in the US. But then also there was a good number that didn't even know anything about it, once you step outside. So it's hard because there's not as much of an interest in it as I wish there was, but I don't know.
I feel like it's very divided. People are either like highly interested in it or like, wait, what, space? And there's not as much middle ground there.
That's true. That's a good point. You either know about it and are interested about it, or you're not.
Yeah, that seems to be quite common these days with just about any subject.
That's a good point. Yeah, it's not just this. So I'm interested to get your guys' perspective on what you think this means for the future of space travel for humans. I know we're all rocket scientists here, and we're all very well versed in the economics and mechanics of
just run a starbase.
Oh, is that all?
Hey, I don't know about you. I'm tactical. I'm not an engineer.
But yeah, I'm curious what you guys think of what this launch does for space travel for us lowly humans.
I do think it would be interesting if that Tesla is the first thing an alien picks up.
Huh.
There's a strange exoskeleton with nothing in it. Very odd.
Hey, Hey, Zlorb! Yeah, this thing runs on, like, fossilized bio things. I think we need to find a planet and convert all the living entities there into some sort of biomatter so we can run this vehicle. What do you say? Yeah, sure.
Zlarb.
Just remember, don't panic.
I loved the inclusion of that.
That was a nice touch.
Oh
That
my
was a nice touch.
Okay, I'll bring my towel.
But yeah, where do you
pack a towel in there?
how excited are you guys for what SpaceX is doing and some of the things they have ahead of them?
So excited. Because I feel like this is really important, like to make it more economical. Having the reusable rockets is such a big deal, and this ability to recover them is really, really neat. And yeah, we didn't get the middle one, but 2 out of 3 for a test run is still pretty darn good.
For the first time that they've ever launched it, that's pretty darn good. Watching those boosters land on the landing pads simultaneously was.
I just can't get over how big they were. Like watching the video, it almost looks fake.
Yeah, they look tiny, but then you realize I think the boosters are 16 stories.
You know, it's kind of ironic that a lot of the old 50s rocket ships, you know, in sci-fi movies, that you see them take off and land like that. And back then it was like, oh, please, there's no way we could do that.
That's
a good point.
And now we can.
Totally.
They actually got something right, even in the worst movies.
So, tell me, guys, what do you want to see come of this? What do you want to see in the next 10 years out of SpaceX and space travel in general?
More manned missions, definitely.
Yeah, we were having an interesting conversation about this in Discord last night. We've seen a lack of manned missions, you know, other than the ISS, which is very cool. And I would like to see that continue to expand. I like that that's an international effort. But also, we were mentioning Enceladus. I think there's some other places in the solar system to go that are so cool. And we've been getting such interesting data back from things like Cassini, you know, and sending probes really far out. Getting the pictures of Pluto a while ago was really cool. But there's a couple moons, especially, that we haven't sent anything directly to, like Enceladus or Io, which would be so interesting to get a better look at.
Absolutely. We'll have to talk about that sometime, because I feel like we could have a whole podcast just on talking about Enceladus and what we might find there. Well, it's some exciting stuff for sure on the horizon, I feel like, as far as space travel goes. Do you guys think that Elon Musk is going to make his target for first manned mission to Mars? He says 2025. At least that's the last he said.
Well, given that he's the only person who actively, I think, on the globe right now has said that we're going to go land on Mars, I hope that he succeeds. I really do. Because, hey, new territory. And if we know anything about humanity, it is that we love ourselves some new place to harvest materials and territory.
Right?
It's true.
I hope the first colony there will be named New Musk or something.
New Musk. I like it. I like it. Well, go ahead.
Oh, you're rushing along with
Go
this.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, given that he did just launch his own car into space, I'm sort of inclined to believe whatever he says at this point.
Yeah, I think if anybody's qualified to say when we're going to be on Mars, it's probably him. Yeah, I don't know. It's exciting. 7 years. I mean, it's going to be tough, but I don't know.
Well, if he does succeed, I think the leaders of the first colony should be called the Three Musketeers.
And on that note, we are almost out of time for this podcast. But of course, as is tradition, we put our guests through the awful torture that is Canon Rapid Fire. Knight,
Pew, pew, pew.
are you ready for this monumental moment in your podcast career?
Nope.
No. Okay. Sorry, guys. See you later. So if you are unfamiliar, 30 seconds to each person. We'll go through the line. They have 30 seconds to get the other people in the group to guess the topic that they've been given. They've each been given some items to go through. They cannot tell them what it is. They just have to get them to guess. So, Knight, you are up first as our guest. You have 30 seconds for your first topic, and your time starts now.
Okay, antimatter warhead. Usually shown underpowered.
A torpedo, antimatter missile, antimatter torpedo. I'm doing several.
You guys are close.
Warhead.
And time's up. Photon torpedo.
Oh man, those have antimatter in them? Oh wow.
Yeah, that's why I said they're usually underpowered.
Oh wow.
I mean, they
I've missed some
be
things
able to-
apparently.
yeah, they should be like one-shot kills, and they're usually shown with, like the explosive power of a modern mortar.
Yeah.
Jal, you are up next. 30 seconds for your first topic, and your time starts now.
Okay. Klingons, Federation, Agreement, Planet.
Organian peace treaty?
Famous.
Neutral zone?
Place.
The Kidomir Accords.
Yes!
Oh, there we go.
Oh yeah.
Nicely done.
I liked going for the Organians, though. That was
That was a
more
good
out
one.
there.
Yeah, that was a good guess. All right, Molt with the point. Now you're up. 30 seconds, and your time starts now.
Starting out with a quote. Just what are you staring at? Have you never seen a woman before? I thought I had.
Profit and lace?
No. Number 2. Beard.
Riker?
There you
There
go.
we go.
Oh, what a
my
quote.
goodness. Wow. I would have said something about the whole leg thing that he does, Sits up from chairs awkwardly.
Yeah, the whole where he always.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
Ugh. That drives me nuts. Knight, your second topic. 30 seconds, and your time starts now. Oh.
Nothing. Nothing at all. Silence. The void.
Space!
The empty feeling inside all of us that emanates that we can never escape from.
Oh!
Don't worry, we'll try that again. We're having some little technical difficulties, but 30 seconds, Knight, and your time starts now.
Okay. Antenna.
Andorian.
Yep.
Wow.
I'm making a
Wow.
comeback.
Oh yeah.
All right. So we have.
myself.
Oh man, Jal and Molt here, neck and neck. All right.
I'll get you, Molt.
Jal, your second topic. 30 seconds, and your time starts now.
Okay, Trill, DS9, 8
Jadzia.
after
Esri.
There
full
we
name.
go.
Esri
Or
Dax.
that.
Oh,
There
that
we go,
works.
yes.
That works. Okay, there we go. He had nothing. That's right. You don't like DS9. You probably shut it out of your memory.
I knew technically, like visually, who you were talking about, but I'd have to go Google the entire name.
All right, Molt, your second topic. Are you ready? Your time starts now.
Okay, well, I'll give you another quote. We're not designing a hot rod, Lieutenant. That's exactly what we're designing. A 24th century war-powered, ultra-responsive hot rod.
Delta
Okay.
Flyer.
Oh,
Delta Flyer. There we go.
Woo.
Oh,
Not fast enough, y'all.
that was a good guess.
What did you say? I didn't even hear
Tom
you.
Paris. He's the
Oh, he
one
said-
that built it.
Yeah, he's the one that built it, but no, it was the Delta Flyer. We got time for one more. Let's do one more round. Knight, your third topic. 30 seconds, and your time starts now.
Okay, pilot.
Tom Paris.
Yeah.
Oh, that was coincidental.
There we go. Joel, your next topic.
Hi.
30 seconds. 30 seconds, and your time starts now.
Okay. Cardassian, liquor, viscous,
I have a
Canard.
bottle of this on me. Yeah.
spiraled bottle.
You said it, right, Knight?
Yeah, Canard.
Oh,
Canar,
I did that.
yeah.
Yes, good job.
Canar is correct. That stuff
Nice
sounds
done.
disgusting. Disgusting. Molt. Here you go. Last one. 30 seconds. Time starts now.
Multifunctional handheld device useful for data censoring, analysis, and recording.
Tricorder.
There we go. Tricorder. Joel, you're the science one. You should have known that.
No. Enough.
Gal, whose neck is stupid now. Huh.
Well, that does it for us on this episode of the Phoenix Files podcast. I want to thank Night-Forager for being on
won?
this episode. And who cares
Well,
who
thank
won?
you for having me.
With the people won, Joel. The people won, okay?
The lame answer.
I actually think our guest won. I think he got at least 3.
I think he did. Yeah, I think he did win.
I feel like he was doing quite well.
So congratulations, Knight. You win. I don't know what you win, but you win something for Canon Rapid Fire. You win bragging rights, I guess, which isn't saying much, but
Just a bottle of Elon Musk.
Musky and slurpy, just the way I like it. And full of potential.
oh my god, I gotta end this podcast now. Thanks for being on Night. And with that 4 to beam up.